When it comes to making a YouTube channel, isn't it great when you can get just a little bit of feedback so that you can learn how to reach the right audience, get more views, and ultimately make a bigger impact in the world? Well, I'm excited today because on this show, the YouTube Made Simple show, I have my friend Dan from vidIQ, and we are going to be doing channel reviews for you. Thanks so much for watching. My name's Heather Torres, and like I said, I have my friend Dan here. So Dan, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Welcome to the YouTube Made Simple show. I was going to find my bumper, but apparently I don't know what happened to it. So we just went into it. What do you think?
I didn't prepare any kind of song or dance or anything to replace your bumper, so I do apologize. Had I known, I would have helped you out there.
That would have been the best thing for me. Dan's actually one of the creators, the executive producer, actually over at vidIQ, and he is someone who does regular channel reviews and actually video reviews, which is such a cool thing you guys are doing over on the vidIQ channel. We are doing an amazing partnership with vidIQ, bringing them over here to the Think Media crowd so that we can be doing channel reviews for you as well. But Dan, real quick, what is like one feature you love about vidIQ? You don't have to show it now. We're going to show it in a little
Oh,
bit, but what's just one we could seed for people about a feature that they would want to be using on vidIQ?
so if titles are something that you're struggling with, and it is something that whenever we do channel reviews in general, it is something I see people often, if not struggling with, something that they could improve on a bit. We have a tool that's going to help you do that. I'm going to show it off a little bit later because I'm really excited. It's one of our newer tools here at vidIQ. I am so over the moon about it, and it's really going to help out a lot of people.
It's going to be amazing. Well, hey, if you would like your channel reviewed, here's all you have to do. We have the Think Media team inside of the chat. If you are watching live on YouTube, if you are inside of our Video Ranking Academy group, or if you're a part of our Think Media community, all you have to do is say, I want a review, drop your link, and the Think Media team will be putting those. We are not doing them in any order. This is a random selection, and we have been gathering different channels from around the Think Media community for the last 2 days. So hopefully your channel gets reviewed. But here's what I want to encourage you is that if your channel doesn't get picked, this is still an opportunity for you to hear how we are critiquing other channels. This is our opinion based on what we know inside of YouTube of what works well by being able to review hundreds of channels over the month's time, and by being able to coach and train different content creators over the span of the last few years. So we're bringing to you the knowledge we have as content creators ourselves, as well as coach and trainers inside of the YouTube space. So Dan, if you're ready to get started, let's bring up your first review, and I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Jesse Emmons. They're about to hit 100 subscribers. So congratulations, early congratulations to you. And the reason I picked this channel is because one of the comments they made was that they are, and I don't have it verbatim, but they basically said they're getting a lot more traction from their shorts right now. And they're kind of wondering if they should be pivoting their strategy to just doing shorts. And we see this a lot with YouTube shorts. So if you watched the Mr. Beast conversation from VidCon, that he interviewed someone from YouTube, and they talked about this a little bit. Basically, the way I'm going off on a tangent right now before I look at the actual channel. Basically, YouTube, when shorts first came out, they saw that the YouTube algorithm was like, hey, people all of a sudden really like short videos, huh? And it wasn't doing a very good job of recommending long form videos after that point. So for now, YouTube has decoupled the shorts and long form algorithm. So if somebody finds your shorts, they're not necessarily going to get pushed your long form videos. YouTube is working on this, according to that interview, but for the time being, that is why you're seeing this trend of sometimes you get over 2,000 views on a short, and then you have a long form video that gets 4 views, and you're not really sure. It's like, wait a minute, I'm building up this audience. I'm gaining notoriety here, and I'm not getting where I want to be.
Mhm.
So that's why that's happening. So the reason I tell you this is because if you would like to still do shorts and long form videos, it looks like you're covering the same subject matter, which is good. If you want to still do that on the same channel, you absolutely can. What I would recommend first, though, is focus on these two things separately. In terms of titles and thumbnails, you really want to be focused on that for your long form videos. When it comes to shorts, it's kind of a different strategy. You want that first couple of seconds of your short to be your primary focus, then title, and you can't really do anything about the thumbnail because it's a short. But basically for shorts, think of it this way. Your thumbnail is the first couple of seconds. That's because people are scrolling through this in a different feed. You go over here, you click on the shorts button. I didn't select this, it's just telling me what I'm going to watch, and I scroll over to the next one. So the thumbnail is this right here. This is a very intriguing video. This dog getting dragged across the lawn. This is the thumbnail. This is the thumbnail. So it's a different experience. And I got to hit back a bunch of times. It's a different experience when you're doing YouTube Shorts. So that's your strategy there. But this is your thumbnail on your latest long form video, and it doesn't really tell us anything about what we're going to get, right? We have you kind of sitting in your car, back to work after a long vacation. What's next? I kind of feel like the what's next part is the part you could have led with in the title and the thumbnail. Instead of saying back from vacation, think of it this way. I'm new to your channel. I've never seen you before. So saying you're back from vacation, I don't even know who you are or what's going on yet, right? So instead, I would have flipped this completely, and I would have made the pitch of your video the cool thing you're going to be doing next, right? Maybe you just mean for your channel, but let's just hypothesize for a minute. Maybe you were on vacation and you picked up a new hobby, right? And so you're thinking, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to put this on my YouTube channel. So now you have a different title in the thumbnail, because now you're talking about flying drones, right? Or whatever this new hobby might be. And now it's a totally different video. And then once you get into the video, you introduce the concept of flying the drones and whatever, but it goes back to vlog form. And you're like, yeah, I was on vacation and I found this place, and they were teaching people how to fly drones and getting into the hobby. And oh my goodness, this is the coolest thing ever, so now you're telling the story. So it can still kind of be the same video with a different intro. But yeah, that's what we mean when we say title and thumbnail, because it's a way different beast when you're trying to get recommended in home and search and everywhere else on YouTube. Shorts, totally different. And I think there's more flexibility for showing just really cool, crazy stuff. Like we have what I assume is you sitting in the back of an aircraft carrier, or I don't know much about planes. Sorry. You're sitting in the back of a plane here, though. It looks like you get a lot of really cool exclusive clips that people can't get anywhere else. Perfect for shorts. When you're trying to do the storytelling, vlog style content, great for long form videos. Heather, I've talked for 20 minutes, I feel like. Is there anything you wanted to add?
That was amazing. And I think people don't even understand the difference sometimes. I was doing a coaching call yesterday with a group of our boot campers inside of VRA. And I was shocked. I was like, oh, people don't even know that you don't actually need thumbnails on shorts, or that, your thumbnail actually matters. It really does matter. And I think that was an excellent review. One thing that I was wondering about this channel, though, Dan, was what's the niche? What are they actually, who are they trying to reach? And I've kind of got it, but I wasn't quite sure. And so I feel like, that first initial, when you hit the page, you want to know what the niche is about. So let us know in the comments, what's your niche to your channel? And is it clear when someone lands on your page? I definitely knew it was something about the military, but I was like, who's this for? And what kind of content what's the value I can expect from a channel like this?
Absolutely. One thing that you're not going to see viewers do. We're going to do it because we're very curious, but you're not going to see general viewers coming into your about section to double check what your channel's about. They're only going to get that context from the videos that you're making. So when I see that you're trying to help people understand the career opportunities and benefits, I'm imagining a way different channel. Vlogs where you're talking about coming back from vacation don't seem to fit that, right? Instead, it should be instructional videos and how-tos and different things that are centered around the military, what to expect when you're going into recruitment, and what different fields within the military should you be looking at when you're thinking about different careers, how much planning should people do? Are there any tools out there that can help them with this planning? All of these things are your long form videos. I still think you totally have room for the shorts that you're doing as well on the same channel, because it's all military related. But that's what I'd be thinking about when you're considering long form and short form content, and what that all looks like on one channel.
Yeah. And, I feel like that, especially in the reviews that we're doing, Dan, that's a consistent question we get. Should I be doing long form? Should I be doing short form? And, Gary Vee just spoke at our conference Growth Video Live, and that question came to him, and he was like, it's both, and it's everything. It's content. It's not which one. It's how can I, or how should I do both? And I think one conversation I love to open up with people, especially about short form content, is it's not about doing the shorts, right? Like, so I'm looking at other channels we're going to review and people are doing shorts. It's about how you're doing them. It's about the story you're telling within a very short period of time. It's about the amount of changes that are happening. It's how you're grasping your audience and bringing them in. And those are skills that people have to learn because it's different than when you're creating those long form pieces of content.
Yes, 100%. Shorts, it has a lot of fantastic uses and it can definitely grow a channel. But I think the biggest mistake I'm seeing channels make is not putting themselves in the shoes of a viewer who is literally scrolling on their phone. And once I did that, once I went on to TikTok and YouTube and I started playing with their different platforms and seeing how content was surfaced, that was the best way to put myself in their shoes. And so when I see someone making a tutorial video that would be great, in search, for example, I look at that, I'm like, this should have been a long form video because no one is looking for the answer to this question if they stumble upon it in the short shelf.
Yes, definitely. Hey, if you would like to ask a question to myself or Dan during this channel review, all you have to do is just do 4 question marks before and after. That shows us that it's a question versus just all the conversations that are happening in the chat there. We want to make sure we're mixing it up with some channel reviews as well as some Q&A time. And I'm excited because we had a lot of different channel submissions, Dan, that were over 1,000 subscribers. And that makes me so excited because it means that people are putting in the time, they're putting in the effort, they're putting in the work. Not that if you're not over 1,000, but just the idea that we're starting to see more and more content creators really going all in with their content. And that is true definitely for Monzo Media, who submitted for a review. Monzo Media is doing different types of tech tutorials, as well as making sure that he's sharing the free and affordable solution. So when I think about what makes you different in the space that you are in, this line right here is a great line, Monzo Media. It's showing me that you're helping people with free and affordable solutions. So I even know the audience that you're trying to reach with the content that you have. You are doing you're doing software tutorials to tech gear reviews, and it looks like you're really doing a fabulous job with honing in on what we say is writing the influence. And the influence is actually in your videos, the Luminar, as well as I saw you doing a lot of Canva. Canva seems to be some of your larger viewed videos, which makes sense, right? It's a free app that you can have. Your #1 video you made a year ago about Canva stop motion. If I were to recommend a video you should make next, Monzo Media, it would be Success Leaves Clues, so make a part 2. You could probably do this again. There may be another feature that you could add onto there. And this might also be a great short that you could do that could allow people to just instantly see. Stop motion is something that's movement. And so that would be maybe an option for you as well. I did see that you did the review of the Canon M50. Think Media, we love the Canon M50 and we've done a ton of tutorials. So great job jumping on that trend. I would say one of the pieces of feedback I would give is probably the consistency in your thumbnails. I'm definitely noticing more now the consistency you're using the logo, which is great because that is influence surfing. That instantly shows exactly what you're doing. And I'm seeing more consistency in the current thumbnails versus the past thumbnails. So Monzo Media, I can tell you've been studying. You've been studying your VRA modules. He's one of our Video Ranking Academy members, and I can tell that he's been putting in the work for what he's doing. And wanted to say, great job on having a place for someone to go. Right here is your link. You could even upgrade this top channel banner to have a sentence here that says, "Would you like to connect with me?" I was looking at some of the services that you do and trying to figure out if you are doing this like actually for hire business or if it really is just a YouTube business. So I would say not necessarily review of your YouTube channel that's really doing well, but a review channel of when I clicked over to go to your website, I wasn't sure what I was still getting. It felt like a reiteration of what was on your YouTube channel. So if you are going to be making some updates to your business, Monzo Media, I would say this website of just what are my options? What do I go to? What am I getting? What can I buy from you? That would be a big part of it. And wanted to see what was trending over here on your page. And this is a really good feature that Dan. This is a really great feature that vidIQ helps you to see which ones have the highest velocity per hour. Dan, can you break this down for the people of why this is an important feature of vidIQ?
So it's really great for creators who are, I use this in the context of, let's say I have a video idea and I want to see, okay, I have other channels that I normally follow in my space, like covering this. And then if it so happens that not only do they cover it, but it's in this section, I know I'm probably on to something, because this is basically showing people the videos that are getting views consistently right now, regardless of their age. We have a video in there from 2 years ago getting some views every hour. And you have a video from 5 days ago that's also getting, the majority of views per hour out of this selection we're looking at. So from a research standpoint, this is a fantastic tool. If you're not looking in your own analytics and you're on the front page of your channel, this is a good clue for you. Obviously, with your analytics, I'm talking about Monzo in particular here. For your analytics, you have way more insights within your YouTube studio. But just from what we can see on the surface, this is telling us quite a bit about videos that you might want to look into, especially the older ones, and maybe update a little bit. The ones from obviously a few days ago are going to be getting, carrying a lot of the current views per hour you're getting on your channel. But of course, the ones from months ago and years ago, you can really consider, like, maybe it's time to update that a little bit.
Well, that would be the conclusion of that review. Dan, right now we have a really great feature with vidIQ where you can actually get 30 days free. I'm trying to find my little button there. You can get 30 days free trial of vidIQ plan. We get this question a lot. People are like, should I use this or should I use this? And we are always saying, you should use vidIQ because it's actually been the software we've used to help grow our channel to over 2 million subscribers and reaching millions of people every single month. And we use it every day inside of it's just part of our process now because of all the features, all the analytics that go into creating a well-versed YouTube channel. So you can get 30 days free. Actually, let me know in the comments right now. What plan do you have a vidIQ? What plan do you have of vidIQ? You can actually get the boost plan for 30 days to try that out, which has some different features. But what's cool, Dan, is the vidIQ has so many free features. There's so many free features. We're going to talk about those as we go through today's reviews. But who do you have up next, Dan?
So our next pick here is Kombucha Corral. I think I'm saying that right. They got 10 subscribers, but they are off to a really strong start on YouTube. They're about 6 months ago did they begin their YouTube journey. I would say by now you have quite a bit of videos with varying amounts of views. I can't see anything that's broken 100 views quite yet. So still some good data points here, though, because we see videos here with 45 views, root beer kombucha. Let's see, I thought I saw another one. This one's in the 30s, Aqua Vita kombucha. So there are some I'd be looking at, again, if you're talking about doubling down on different videos. But ultimately, I think what's going to help you is doing some research in this space in general. So what I want to do right now is just type in, maybe we'll do that, root beer kombucha. All right. And so you want to rank for this. You want to rank whenever someone's looking for this beverage. You want to be one of the first results. Now, you are right now, and it could be because not a lot of people are covering this, but it also could be because I'm on your channel. So YouTube is just kind of like, giving me that favoritism of you right now. But look down here, just under your video. This is one of the top ranking videos. 1 million views from 3 years ago. Root beer recipe from scratch. I know it's not kombucha, but comparing just these two thumbnails for a second of reviewing a beverage, for example, the creator of this particular thumbnail decided not to really put themselves in it too much. Every time I put my mouse on it, it starts moving. Sorry. They are blurred out in the background, and they are really trying to make the root beer like the star of the show. You can be testing out maybe a similar style where you're still in there, but you've blurred out everything except the beverage itself. There's different things you could be doing, I think, with your thumbnails that could help you stand out more. I would definitely look into getting rid of the black bars on the side. Having them crop like that's kind of strange, especially for a YouTube thumbnail. Let's just say you want to rank for just kombucha because that seems to be what the channel is about. So there's beginner's guide to fermentation. There's a lot of how to make, and then the benefits. Interesting. A quick start guide to homemade. It's interesting how many DIY channels come up from this. So what if we type in best kombucha? Don't ever drink this kombucha.
That's a good title.
Yep. There's a test from a Good Mythical Morning. They tested out different ones. That could be an interesting concept for you. I know it's 2 years old and it's Good Mythical Morning, so they're well established on YouTube. But have you ever considered taking 3 or 4 and maybe doing like a blind taste test or a top 5 video or something like that? The best kombucha to buy. So this is where I would be going. Now, it took me 3 different searches to kind of find content that looked similar to the content on the channel we were looking at, right? That's what you want to be doing when you're coming up with video ideas. If the first search doesn't yield any results and it's not fitting with the vibe that you're going for on your channel, then keep doing different things to try and find, okay, what kind of content? I know someone else has made content like this on YouTube. Like, where can I find it? And if it's difficult to find, what does that tell me? Or if you find it finally after several searches and you're like, oh, I really got to get into this, rating system here to start standing out. Is that something you want to do? If it is, you have a great lead here. If it's not, though, you need to be rethinking about, what is it that you're trying to do on YouTube. But where I think this channel is, for lack of a better term, going wrong right now, and I don't think you're doing anything wrong. It's just a learning process. It's not being, I guess, descriptive enough with their titles. Or you're putting the brand in the title, a brand that no one's really looking for. You know what I mean? Better Booch Kombucha. Is anyone really like typing in the brand name of this stuff? Or are you going to be the one to kind of tell them like, hey, this is X or Y, this is great or this is bad? And then the other thing I'd be doing is while you're thinking of that, give your opinion a little bit in the title and the thumbnail. Like, give us a tease of how this is going to go for us. Like, if we click on this video, are we going to get like your face here kind of tells a story right now on this thumbnail we're looking at. You look unsure. The perils of kombucha addiction. Oh, okay. It's not about okay. Got it. Different type of video, but you're already using different facial expressions to kind of convey this emotion. So if you were to exaggerate that even more and you want to review one of these products, you could be holding it and looking disgusted or super excited. And then the title is, should you buy, X, or why I hate X, or something to that effect.
So good, Dan. We've got some questions that came in. I thought this one was a really interesting one. Just Notified said, how do I stay on the side of good clickbait versus bad clickbait? What's your advice on that for Just Notified?
I have a video on this, and I have some feelings about clickbait. It does look like that Just Notified is in the right mindset here, because there is, in my opinion, good and bad clickbait. My thing always has been, as long as your video is delivering on a promise in the title and the thumbnail, if it is delivering on it in your unique way that you deliver on things, and I'll get to that in a second, then you are on the side of good clickbait. If you are straight up lying to people in titles and thumbnails because you know you're going to get more clicks if you say something that's just blasphemous, then you're on the wrong side. A good example of this is, I don't have it in front of me, but there's a Mr. Beast video where he was challenging his friends to break into a bank vault, okay? When you watch the video, it's very, very clear that this is not a real bank, that it's not a real vault, that it was all built by his set designers, and his friends weren't breaking any laws, and no one was getting hurt in that regard, right?
Right.
So could you argue he was on the wrong side of clickbait? But my argument is, if Mr. Beast says this is a bank vault, and his friends are breaking into it because he's told them, you are breaking into this, I'm not going to open the door for you, then the title and the thumbnail it's not clickbait, and people who are new to his channel might be upset. I wanted to watch people break into a real bank. How am I supposed to know how to do this if no one's going to make a real tutorial on how to break into a bank, Mr. Beast? Jeez. Eventually, though, as they watch more Mr. Beast videos, if they happen to stick around, they seem kind of angry, they will come to realize that this is the thing on this channel, right? They're doing these challenges. So he made a chocolate factory. Was it a real chocolate factory producing actual chocolate products? No, he happens to have a chocolate product, but that was not the factory it was made in. At least I sure hope it wasn't, because it was then disgusting. But that's kind of, hopefully that kind of gives you the idea of good and bad clickbait. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I love that. I think that you always want your 3 T's to align: your topic, your title, and your thumbnail. And your job is to align those 3 things that are enticing enough that someone would want to click on them. So to me, if you are in integrity with those 3 things aligning, then it's not actually clickbait, it's actually just good marketing. So if it's not aligning, then you are out of integrity with what you're asking people to do. And you don't want to build distrust with your audience. You want to build trust with your audience. And going back to even Mr. Beast, the reason that Mr. Beast is because he has these wild claims that he backs up. Like, get stuck on an island and and he puts people on an island, or, like all those. So it doesn't mean that you cannot make wild claims. You just have to back up the claim with those other pieces. So I hope that brings some clarity for you. Dan, I'm going to review this channel. And as I do that, why don't you get ready to share with the Think Media family just some of the cool features that vidIQ has to offer right now. And I know we do have a lot of new people to YouTube. Why would they want to be using a tool like vidIQ? So I'm going to share our next review, and I'm excited for Cheryl. Cheryl's doing fitness, and she's also incorporating, it's called Mind Body Faith. And there's a couple key things that I wanted to point out for what she's doing. Number one, congratulations on 3,000 subscribers. I can tell you've been working at this for about 2 years, which is really great to see that you also have a business built around this too. So great job, Cheryl. I can see that you've been building, but I wanted to bring this up for people to actually see, when people say, I just don't know what the next videos I should make that I could really get views on. And so I want to just take you behind the scenes a little into Heather's mind of how I would do this. Just really, literally 2 seconds looking at your page. Here's the videos I would make. If Cheryl, you were like, I'm going to go on vacation, Heather, to Tahiti, and I need you to make videos for me on my channel. Okay, well, what would I make? I don't know this niche. I'm not really sure, but what videos would I make? And the first thing I do is, again, success leaves clues. So when I come over to your channel, Cheryl, what I'm seeing first off is this great thumbnail: yoga versus stretching. Well, let's do a little bit of investigation. So what's the difference between yoga exercise and stretching? So here's what I did, Cheryl. I went up here to the YouTube search bar and I just typed in yoga versus, and now I've got yoga versus Pilates, yoga versus the gym, yoga versus meditation, yoga versus exercise. You did this one, yoga versus stretching, yoga versus weight loss. I now have all of these videos. I don't know, maybe you can interview someone that's yoga versus Tai Chi if you don't know Tai Chi, or Kung Fu. But I just typed this in, yoga versus, and I'm seeing all of these new video ideas that can come up. So those would be some of the next videos that I would make. Another feature that I saw is this word here. And I'm sure this is like a style of yoga, gentle yoga for fibroid pain. And you did it in 15 minutes. Great job on that. It came out 8 days ago and already has 2,000 subscribers. So here's what I did. I was like, well, what other gentle yoga is there? Gentle yoga for beginners, seniors, back pain, low back pain, bigger bodies. So you don't need that one, but you could do that one. Sore muscles, neck and shoulder. You could just do a whole series on gentle yoga for all of these different ones. So when I think about what are the videos that are going to help you stand out, this is what I'm seeing right away as 2 very important videos. I also saw this. I thought this was a really great angle on your style of content. You said mental health meditation for Black women, 10 minutes. I would also make a 20-minute version, a 30-minute version, a 5-minute version. And now you have 4 more videos that you could be making that you see is resonating with your audience. So that would be my channel review for you, Cheryl. Congratulations on building this. And I hope that helps you. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. Dan, why should people use vidIQ?
So you were just looking at a channel that it's covering fitness and a lot of yoga and things like that. So the feature I'm going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and use that as like an example. So if we want to pull up my screen here, this is our new AI title recommendations tool. Now it lives in a couple places. Right now I'm on app.vidiq.com, and I like using it here because you don't have to edit a video to like play around with the title generator. You just play with it to your heart's content. But it does exist while you're uploading your videos on YouTube, and in those editing features, you'll see it pop up at the bottom. What you'll want to do is, if you have vidIQ installed, be sure you authenticate your channel, all that fun stuff, Chrome, Firefox browsers. So I'm going to just type in the word yoga. Let's just give it almost nothing here, okay? I'm like, I have a yoga video, or I want to make a yoga video, and I just need to think of some good title ideas. Get title ideas. This will generate a whole bunch of ideas with whatever context you give it. So, yoga for beginners, make a good start with these tips. 5 advanced yoga poses to help you balance your lifestyle. 3 simple and easy moves to help you relax in 5 minutes. Yoga, what is it? What is it not? 5 reasons why yoga is the ultimate wellness activity. Now, the channel we were looking at was doing more specific types of yoga, so we can type in gentle yoga and see what comes up from that. Gentle yoga for beginners. It's not what you expect it to be. 7 gentle yoga poses to help you de-stress. So we have a number and then gentle yoga poses. And then what's the benefit? It's going to help you de-stress, or it's going to help you with a certain chronic issue that you're having. So even if you don't like the titles as is, you can still, reinvent these. But again, if you like the titles, you can hit copy and use this on your video. I love using it to generate ideas. But of course, if you've made a video and you're like, I just don't know if I've come up with the best title, you can put in the keywords that you want to rank for and see what happens. So trying to think of other examples now. So like let's see, iPhone 13 review. Kind of a boring title, right? iPhone 13 refurbished iPhone review. Oh, interesting. So maybe you can review Apple's refurbished products. Just straight up iPhone 13 review. Thanks, title generator. iPhone X review. Slim, but does it hold up? iPhone 13 review. Appetizing, not exciting. So title generator is playing around with opinions as well in your titles, and these are going to help you generate way more engaging, way more interesting titles. If this is an area that you are struggling with, it's one of our newest tools. And if you're a Boost user, you can get as many titles as you want. But even if you have just our free tools, you can use this to limited capacity. So that is it, Heather. That's my favorite vidIQ tool ever.
I just used this tool yesterday. I was recording a podcast and we were talking about personal branding. And I was like, oh, I just wonder. And I was, going off myself, and I was like, oh, you know what? Title generator, duh. So I went in there, typed in personal branding. I also kept hitting generate new recommendations. And so I think I got like 14 different ones altogether towards the end of my title generating, and sent it to the team. And I was like, I'm not going to just make one video about personal branding. I now have 4 different short pieces of content that I want to make. I now have 2 pieces of content that I want to make that I want to interview someone about. Like, just generating the title sparked more in me about just that one topic. And that's what I want people to use this for. Figuring out what videos you should be making for your audience. When you know what your keywords are, when you know what topic people want more on, the title generator, guys, I've been doing titles for about 10 years in terms of marketing. There's not been a tool that's been so helpful to me than this AI title generator. So I want to encourage you that if you've not used it yet, do it on your titles. And here's a really good tool too. If you have some videos that should be performing well, but your titles are kind of take those titles, put it into here, and level up your title on those videos. You can change titles on YouTube to help increase the reachability of those. You can really increase the amount of views that video gets, because you're going deeper into the psychology of what someone wants, and also what YouTube needs in the algorithm to understand what you're doing. So this is a good question, Dan. Is this for hashtags too? I'm confused. Keywords, is that the same thing when you are inside of your metadata, which is a great fancy word to say the things wrapped around your video to help the algorithm know what it's about?
Hashtags and tags and keywords, like, they're all kind of different, right? So hashtags are generally used in your descriptions. You can put them in titles as well. YouTube to this day, in my own opinion, hasn't done enough with hashtags to make them worth worrying about. But if you search for a hashtag on YouTube, there are pages that pop up with all the different videos that have used it. But no one's really searching for hashtags on YouTube. No one's really, as far as I'm aware, no one's using YouTube search in that way. So I always advise to pick a few hashtags that, like, maybe one that represents your channel and a couple that represent the content you've made. And I think you can only put 3, right, but in the description before they're no longer like clickable. So pick 3 hashtags and put them in your description. The tag section is totally different. You would put keywords and keyword phrases in there that you want your videos to rank for. YouTube recently has said, like, hey, these are great for misspellings. So common misspellings, if you feel like people are accidentally typing, vidIQ, but they're hitting the L key instead of the I, maybe you could put that in there. So different things you can use it. You can use it for that as well. And then just phrases that you feel like people are typing into search. But the biggest draw is going to be the title and then the description. And though when we say keywords, we're often just referring to the different keywords and keyword phrases that you would sprinkle throughout your description and that you would use your title. So you want your title to be keyword heavy. So iPhone 13 review, I would consider a keyword or a keyword phrase, and that would be what I want to rank for. I want people who type in iPhone 13 review, regardless of what else I've attached to that title, I want my video number 1. So that's when we say, hopefully that was helpful. I feel like I rambled a lot, but hopefully that explained it.
It did to me. And I love this one. Barry says, I use the title generator for both blog and YouTube videos. Barry, super smart. I use the title generator for my, can I share a hack, Dan? Can I share a hack?
Yeah.
For what we do here at Think Media. So we've started to do a lot more of the short form content. I'm doing it in batches. So I'm sitting down one time, literally just changing my jacket. As you can see, that's about all I'm doing. But these 3 proven ways to make money on YouTube in 2022. That was from vidIQ. Thanks, Dan, for that 7,000 views. 4 tips to starting a YouTube channel in 2022. Thanks for those 7,000 views, Dan. vidIQ helped me with that. So nice. I'm just literally answering these questions. And we're getting views because I'm just pulling up the title. The quickest way to create videos on YouTube. That came from vidIQ, guys. I'm not some super genius when it comes to titles, and I'm just answering that question within 30 seconds. So this is how we're using it for our short form content as well as our long form content. So
I love to see that. That is so cool. I'm so glad that everyone's finding like creative ways to use it outside of YouTube too. That's really cool.
Yeah, blogs is a great one too. Pinterest posts, I've seen people using it for those types of things. So really great. All right, I'm gonna pick this channel, Dan. If you want to grab maybe 2 more, and we can help those in the audience. If you have a question for Heather or Dan, you can drop that inside of the chat. But let me know, what's been an aha moment so far from this live stream? If you didn't know, we do these 2 times a month here on Think Media. But Dan, you guys are doing these regularly over on vidIQ. Talk about some of the streams you guys do to help the content creators.
Yeah, so Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays we do something similar to what we're doing now, which is channel audits. We call them channel reviews. Same deal. We pick your channels and randomly, and we just kind of go through the different things that we're seeing. We get a wide variety of channels, and then Wednesdays we're trying. Wednesdays are my stream technically, and I keep wanting to try new things. So I decided to try video reviews. So currently we're doing that with Wednesdays, and very similar to what we're doing now. We actually click on the videos and we focus way less on the titles and the thumbnails because you can get that on Tuesday. We focus on how are people in terms of production value. In that first 30 seconds, are they holding our attention? In that first couple of seconds, some channels we're pausing right away and going, nope, you can't, the audio is this, or robot voice, or whatever it might be that we see as a mistake, and we want people to, grow and improve. So yeah, that's those are the 2 streams we do every week.
Amazing. You can join Dan and the whole vidIQ. There's a whole crew now over at vidIQ. It's a really great community, and they're really helping content creators. And also, we're in partnership with them. We are giving away a 30 days free trial of vidIQ paid boost plan. So if you don't have that already, you can go to vidIQ.com/think, and that's how you can get that. I would love to know your aha moments. And I would love if you've not yet liked this video on whatever platform you're watching it on. I know we've got our VRA students in here. This is live streaming over on our YouTube channel as well as on our Facebook page. Can you like this video? Give it a thumbs up if you like seeing channel reviews like this here. And I would love to know your aha moment because that to me is great, showing that the education we're providing for free here is helping you. And Just Notified said, I'm addicted to channel review streams. Yes, that is great. Put that my aha moment so I know exactly what it is. We've got beginning of short. The thumbnail. Beginning of short is the thumbnail. Okay, come on, Heather. Basic English. So thanks for that one. All right, my review next up is going to be Smart Money Bro. Smart Money Bro, congratulations on reaching over that 1,000 subscribers. We're going to get those views up so that you can get monetized and actually start making money off of YouTube. But I see here, congratulations on already setting up your one-on-one coaching with the Smart Money Bro. So I love this. Hey, content creators, do you have a way that someone could pay you if they like your content? Do you have a way that someone could pay you if they like your content? Smart Money Bro definitely has that set up. Great job on building out your about page. You are helping ordinary people be extraordinary with their money and or their real estate. Now, here's some critiques that I see right off the bat. When it comes to YouTube specifically, and Dan, I'm sure you're seeing the same thing I am when it comes to the facial expressions of the videos. When you are making thumbnails like this, you've got to bring the expression to the thumbnail, or don't even put your face on it at all. So you don't actually have to have your face on your thumbnail. And I think this is a shift for a lot of people, Dan, because they actually do think that every thumbnail has to have them on it. I know vidIQ, you guys don't have every thumbnail with your face on it, right?
No, we certain things we find it works better to not have our face on the thumbnail. By the way, vidIQ is slacking. They're in the chat. Like whoever's running the vidIQ account right now is not doing their job. So they're in here bugging me. So for example, Rob is well known when it comes to the vidIQ channel, but I am not as known. So I opt not always to put my face in the thumbnails. And as a test, like I want to see, like if I hide me, you know, they're gonna see me when they click on the video. But if I hide me in the thumbnail, is that going to change things? And I feel like it does. But what's also interesting is, you know, you have more room on the canvas to get your message across, because sometimes I feel like people feel like they have to put their face. And so now you've taken like a third of your thumbnail and sectioned it off just for you, sometimes half in the case of this creator. And that's very common. You know, you've taken this thumbnail and you've made it so, okay, half of it's dedicated to me. So now I have this much space to get my point across. And sometimes that works because your facial expression sells it. Sometimes it doesn't. I would say, like you said, for this channel, it doesn't seem like they always need their face on there.
Yeah. And really study facial expression. So if you are going to put your face on there, you've got to bring, you've got to bring the energy when it comes to it, because you're selling yourself. You want people to click on it. You want people to, there has to be some emotion. There has to be some draw to why someone would want to click on your video. When I go to some of your most popular videos, I'm getting a sense of the type of things that you are really good at. And so that to me was like, you have a Section 8 video here. I'm sure there is a lot of content you could talk about Section 8. And when I think about my friend, let me show you my friend, Pace Morby. When I think about my friend Pace Morby, Ace Morby has a YouTube channel and he's got 8 million views on his YouTube channel. He's making all kinds of content on here, but he specializes in wholesale and sub to real estate. And I think this goes for even financial channels. This goes for real estate type channels. This goes for coaching channels. You have to define what makes you different, because if you're talking about everything, then you're a generalist. You want to become someone that is a specific expert in something, especially when it comes to YouTube, putting your content out on YouTube. So when I go through here, how to make an extra $500 this week from home, that is a very different type of video than Section 8 is good for tenants. So I want you to decide Who are you trying to reach? Because those 2 videos that are working very well for you, they're actually bringing in possibly the wrong people. If you have 2 videos like this that are doing a great job, but this one is definitely focused towards how to make money from home, but this one is definitely focused towards Section 8 is good for tenants and landlords, you might be cannibalizing your audience, your content, because you're not yet clear on what you're teaching. So are you teaching finance? Are you teaching real estate? And I understand that those 2 things can overlap, obviously, as you are making money from real estate. But that would be something that I would really go deeper on, because when I read about your about section, you're saying how to help ordinary people with their money and or their real estate. And when we start seeing the ands, Dan, is when all of a sudden red flags go off and we're, you know, the beep, beep, beep. Those are the warning signs. You've got to make your channel about one thing first, and then you can start talking about other things. So I want you to pick Smart Money Bro, because you still have an opportunity to really hit the market here strong with what you're teaching. And when I see that you're already teaching financial coaching, then I would maybe go deeper in that way if that's the way that you would like to make money online. So that would be my review for you. Congratulations on what you're doing. Dan, who do you have next?
So I have another shorts channel here because this one really intrigued me. Brand It Like a Pro.
Ooh, good name.
Yeah, channel that is specifically about branding, I presume. Speaking of, I do like their branding. And they are doing primarily short form content. We do see some other videos popping up in here where they've kind of made okay, so they've made thumbnails, but it looks like this one's going to be a widescreen. This one maybe now I'm curious. Hold on. It is a short. It's gray on the sides. Okay, so yeah, testing out thumbnails on shorts. Now, the main thing I wanted to talk with this creator about was just the pitch of their shorts, because like we talked about earlier, depending on what you're doing in shorts, certain things might work better in long form style. So if you're doing really tutorial heavy content, while that can work in shorts, and I've seen it work in shorts, I also suggest like coupling that with a long form video on your channel. You're going to help break into the monetization program with this content. As it gets more views and stuff, you're going to be exposing yourself to a wider audience for the folks who are searching for this in the YouTube search bar rather than you hoping that they stumble upon it in the shorts feed. So let's just kind of look here. So you got to be careful when branding. Does your brand have a mission statement? Steps to successful branding. So you're covering a lot of different topics here. I want to click on one of these and just kind of see when I stumble upon this. I just watched a video about a puppy, and then I watched a video about somebody cleaning up trash on the side of the highway. I'm in the shorts feed. I'm scrolling. I find this. So what to avoid when branding was the pitch of the video. I don't have my sound on, so I don't think anyone heard that. But the pitch of the video is like what to avoid when branding. Now, my ask to you is, thinking about who this content is for. I do feel like this is very, very, very niche for YouTube Shorts. That's my biggest concern for you, because that's the other thing. It doesn't have to be about tutorial versus not tutorial. Depending on who your content is for, if it doesn't have a more mass appeal, you have to ask yourself, maybe I really want to target people the right way. So search might be a better place for me. Widescreen videos that could get recommended in the home feed might be a better place for me. And I feel like for this creator, that might be something to test. Never just take what I say and just run with that. And like, that's the only way to do it. Test always. But that's my first big thing that I would tell you. Now, if you want to keep doing shorts, you could be giving your education from a different perspective. My idea for this creator would be, what if you use shorts to show off brands that are bad at branding, right? So if you see someone who's made a logo and it, to you, in your professional opinion, just doesn't look good, what if that was your short? And so now imagine the logo for the company pops up on the screen when you scroll through, and it's like, look at X company with their logo. Like, who made this? Or if you want to, talk about why the Twitter logo is so, you know, ingenious, right? There's some logos that have a lot of like tricks to them, right? They represent a lot of different things, like the Amazon logo with the arrow, the A to Z. Like you could be pointing out different things in logos that are really, really clever if you want to go the more positive route. I know I went negative there for a second, but the more positive route would be to praise brands for doing it right. Now, does that appeal to the same audience you're going for? Yeah, it teaches lessons about branding, right? And does it have a more mass appeal? Yes. If you're looking at logos and branding of recognizable companies, now you're reaching a much wider audience. Oh my gosh, I never knew that about the Coca-Cola logo. So those were some angles I wanted you to consider the next time you're making shorts, because you've been putting out a lot of content. And for content that gets up there in age, like 13 days ago, we see one that broke 1,000 views, but that it's so far and few between that I do worry that you might be spinning your wheels at this point because of the sheer amount of videos you're making on these topics. So those were some of my ideas for you. I do hope you found that helpful.
Really, really great. And I want to end us on this question, Dan. How do you make shorts go viral? So you're making shorts, but how do you make them go viral? And let's first define what viral is, because I think that word alone, especially for new content creators, or if you, I'm just teasing this out like crazy. So if the way I view viral might be different. So let's talk about it, Dan. How do you make shorts go viral, and what is viral?
So to me, viral would be like, it's in the context of your own channel. If you generally get 100 views and a video breaks out and gets 10,000 views, is that viral in the grand scheme of things? And you know, is everybody in the world suddenly exposed to this content? No, 10,000 people were. But for you, that is a viral success. So I would be thinking about that level of viral, and that's going to help you just put it in perspective. It takes the pressure off. Like, I saw a Minecraft channel, like I see the Minecraft avatars there. I saw a Minecraft channel that got 1 million views on their shorts. I want 1 million views on my shorts. You know, let's settle on the next milestone before jumping 10 milestones ahead, right? So that's the first thing. I would say that's what viral is to me. Curious if you have a different opinion there, Heather.
Yeah, I think there's a marketing term called TAM, the total addressable market. And so what might be viral in the Minecraft community may not be viral in the homestead community, right? Like the idea of what virality numbers could even be really has to do with the total addressable market. How many people are actually interested in that thing? And so how do you make shorts go viral? So that would be what viral is. And so I love how you said that, Dan, and Think Media, take this to heart. Take the pressure off yourself of trying to go viral. You know, one of the things we teach here at Think Media is that this is not a diet. This is a lifestyle. And so when you become really great at making content, you don't become great at making content overnight. You have to be putting in the reps, just like if you were moving from, trying to lose 20 pounds. It's not a diet. You have to adapt your lifestyle. And so when it comes to virality, it's not actually trying to go viral every time you post a video. Here's what it should be about. I want to help people with this content. I want this content to be the best that I could have made. I want this content to lead somewhere. Where do you want them to go? What do you want them to do? And I want this content to actually be worth someone's time to watch. And I think if you take those 4 things into consideration when you're making content, you will have what we call breakout videos. So we don't even use the word viral in what we talk about at Think Media with our team, because we just want videos that break out, right? It's like baseball. I'm really hitting this hard because I want people to really hear this, because I get this question a lot. It's like baseball. Obviously, they want to hit a grand slam every time, but you know what actually wins games? Base hits. That's what wins games. Base hits. Having a better batting average is better than not having a good average and then hitting 1 home run. That's not actually the best baseball players. And so we want the same thing to be on YouTube. We want you to have a great batting average, not just 1 grand slam home run. Grand slam, home run, same thing, right? So I hope that helps just putting into context. But 2 minutes, Dan, how do you make a short or any video go viral?
So in the context of shorts, I would first make yourself a student of shorts. Make yourself a student of the type of shorts that you want to create. spend time on TikTok as well, because what's working over there is going to work on YouTube, because what we're talking about is just human nature, right? What gets you to stop scrolling? It doesn't matter what platform you're on. What gets you, whether you're on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, to stop scrolling when you see a reel or a TikTok or a short pop up? And think about that. Really think about the next time you're scrolling through and you stop and you enjoy something and you think, maybe I want to hit the like button. Stop yourself there and go, why did I enjoy this? And then watch it again and again and again. And like, was it the intro? Was it the way they did the colors? Like, what caught my eye? Like when we clicked on the shorts earlier, we saw a dog being dragged through the grass. Like they were trying to walk their dog. It did not want to walk. Did they hold their phone up in front of their face and go, hey guys, today I'm going to try walking my dog. My dog hates walks. And then, no, they didn't. It's just a short. They didn't have time to intro it. Just pull the leash.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to, it's really hard to explain. It's not an easy question to answer, but at the same time, when you put it in that context, it's the easiest question to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Make it interesting, start with the intrigue, but also while you're making that video, ask yourself the question: if somebody is finding this out in the wild, they have no idea who I am, they have no idea where this content came from, if it would like originate in a live stream, for example, if they have no context at all, does this make sense to somebody? If I run up to somebody on the street, oh, look at my video, does it make sense to them when they look at it? The whole experience of you running up to them will not make sense, and I don't recommend that. But if they were okay with that, would the video make sense?
Mm-hmm. Really, really great, Dan. Thank you so much for coming on, co-hosting the YouTube Made Simple channel reviews with me. It's always so good to have my vidIQ family over here on the Think Media channel. Dan, where can people find you and what should they do next if they don't already have vidIQ?
So thank you for having me. First of all, I really, really appreciate it. Look forward to this all the time. You can find us over at the vidIQ channel. I'm addicted to being live, so I'm just going to jump over there. They're having a stream right now. I'm just going to jump in. I'm just going to go interrupt them because I think it'll be fun. The next thing you should be doing is, if you're interested in our tools, our products, things like that, you should absolutely go to the link down below, vidiq.com/think. Get yourself that 30-day free trial. Take advantage of that. It's something you've not done before. Or if you've, if it's been a while, maybe you took advantage of that already and you're like, but it's been forever and it looks like they have some new tools, get our free tools. Mm-hmm. We have so many tools that you can use for absolutely free. Try before you buy. And it's been a pleasure.
So good. Well, thank you so much, Dan. And if you would like to see other channel reviews just like this, you can click or tap the screen right now. And if you want to see another interview that we've done here on the podcast, you can click or tap the screen. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye, Think Fam.